Hi, I'm Monique Constance, founder of the CIE Teaching and Learning Lab. I started the lab out of necessity, I think. I have had the pleasure of teaching high school students, gifted high school students who are brilliant minds, complex thinkers, who come from communities with equally complex relationships to literacy. And so in our classroom, we weren't only navigating outdated, homogenous high school English canons, we were also navigating various student literacies that often didn't align with the rigidity of these gifted English frameworks and courses. And so, what do you do? As a teacher, you make a way. And so that's what I started to do. In my AP literature class, I developed my own instructional and curricular framework that made space for culture and thought and intellect and literary studies and music and film. And it was beautiful and it was successful. And it is what I now call a culturally intentional education. And so as I'm developing this, I'm always going back to Zora's work, including the work of Zora Neale Hurston. And so I teach Their Eyes Were Watching God, not because it is Zora's magnum opus, but because Zora herself was intentional. She was a trained anthropologist, a folklorist, a lover, a fighter. She was everything. And so I think she's a great example of how AP literature teachers, those who teach gifted English to students who need additional literacy support, should be intentional in how they choose to instruct those students. And so in this workshop, Zora becomes the canon for teacher and student. Together, grounded in the CIE framework, we will reflect on our teaching identities, we'll engage with Their Eyes Were Watching God as canon and anchor text, and we'll also develop AP literature aligned units that support and deepen student literacy and practice dialogic techniques rooted in Zora's fieldwork. I am so excited to share this community of praxis with you. Thank you in advance for selecting me, and I will see you in Austin.